The endless rainforest. If you're here to fall asleep, you're in the right place. We're walking through the Amazon rainforest. The largest rainforest on Earth. So vast that it produces 20% of the world's oxygen. So dense that sunlight never reaches the forest floor. So alive that every square meter contains more life than anywhere else on land. And we're following the people who looked at this green infinity and said, "This abundance will sustain us." Lower your volume. Close your eyes. Let the vastness carry you to sleep. Let's begin with your breath. Breathing sequence, 90 seconds. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Let your body sink down into stillness, into the deep rest that waits like a clearing in endless jungle. Breathe with me. In through your nose. Slowly. Like drawing in rainforest. Air, thick with moisture, heavy with the scent of growing things, alive with oxygen from a billion leaves. Hold for just a moment. And out through your mouth. Long and slow. Like the slow drip of rain from a canopy hundreds of feet above. Again. In. The breath of the jungle, humid and ancient. Hold. Suspended like water droplets on 1,000 leaves before they fall. And out. Releasing into the wet air, into the green everywhere, into life so abundant it becomes overwhelming. One more time. In. Drawing from the lungs of the earth, from trees that breathe for the planet. Hold. The stillness between raindrops in constant rain. And out. Surrendering to the rhythm of growth, of life creating more. Life, of green infinity that has no end. Good. Let your breathing return to its natural rhythm now. Like the forest. Breathing. Slow, deep, constant. Trees inhaling carbon dioxide, exhaling oxygen. The earth breathing through leaves. You breathing with it. Tonight we walk in the Amazon rainforest. The largest jungle. We feel its immensity, its density, its overwhelming aliveness. And then we meet the indigenous peoples who thrived here for millennia, who navigated green mazes, who found abundance in apparent chaos, who understood the jungle so deeply they became part of its cycles. You don't need to stay awake. Just listen until sleep finds you. Until you drift like a seed on warm humid air into the deep rest of the forest floor. Let's begin. Part 1, The Immensity. The largest rainforest on Earth. Imagine you are standing in jungle. Green jungle. The Amazon rainforest. You turn in a circle. North, green. East, green. South, green. West, green. Not sand, not ice, not grass. Green. Trees in every direction, so dense you cannot see more than 20 feet, so tall the canopy is 100 feet above your head, so alive that you hear constant sound, birds, insects, rain dripping even when it's not raining, leaves rustling, things moving that you cannot see. This is the Amazon rainforest. The largest tropical rainforest on Earth. 2.1 million square miles. Covering 40% of South America. Stretching across 9 countries. From the Andes Mountains to the Atlantic Ocean. From north of the equator to south, the Amazon is so vast it could contain the continental United States east of the Mississippi River. Twice. The Amazon contains more life than anywhere else on land. 10% of all species on Earth live here. 16,000 tree species. Over 2.5 million insect species. 1,300 bird species. 400 mammal species. 3,000 fish species. And those are just what scientists have cataloged. Likely thousands more remain undiscovered. The Amazon is so alive that you can hear it. Stand still in the rainforest, and you hear life everywhere. Birds calling from canopy above. Insects buzzing, clicking, chirping from every direction. Monkeys howling kilometers away. Frogs croaking from hidden pools. Things rustling in undergrowth. The rainforest is never silent. Never. Life is too abundant for silence. The trees are enormous. Not all of them, but many. Brazil nut trees. Kapok trees, mahogany rising 150 feet, 200 feet tall. Their canopies spread wide, touching neighboring trees, creating a continuous ceiling of leaves. So thick that only 2% of sunlight reaches the forest floor. You walk in twilight even at noon. Permanent shadow. Permanent dimness broken only by occasional shafts of light where a tree has fallen. And the rain. The Amazon receives 6 to 10 feet of rain per year. That's not a misprint. 6 to 10 feet. In some areas, more. It rains almost every day in the wet season. Not gentle rain. Torrential rain that turns air to water, that creates rivers in the air, that falls so hard you cannot hear yourself think. And then it stops. And the humidity remains. The forest drips. Water condenses on every surface. The air is thick enough to drink. The humidity is oppressive. 90%, 95%, sometimes higher. Your clothes never dry. Everything is damp. Mold grows on anything. Left still for days. Metal rusts fast. Leather rots. Even stone grows green. With algae and moss. The moisture is relentless, constant, inescapable. The heat adds to the oppression. Near the equator, temperatures stay around 80 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. Not extreme heat, but combined with humidity, it's exhausting. You sweat constantly, but sweat doesn't evaporate in saturated air. You stay wet. You overheat. The jungle is uncomfortable in ways deserts and ice are not. And you cannot see distance. In desert, you see miles. On steppe, tens of miles. In Arctic, dozens of miles. In rainforest, you see 20 feet. Maybe 30. Trees block everything. Vegetation fills every gap. You could walk past a river and not see it until you're at the bank. Could walk within yards of a clearing and not know it's there. The jungle hides itself from you. Navigation in the rainforest is nearly impossible for those who don't know it. There are no landmarks visible from ground level. No mountains to orient by. No stars visible through canopy. The sun is dim and direction hard to determine in twilight under trees. You walk in circles without knowing it. People have gotten lost and died within miles of their starting point because the jungle all looks the same. Green, dense, infinite, and the danger. The Amazon contains creatures that can kill you. Jaguars, anacondas, poison dart frogs, venomous snakes, spiders, scorpions, ants whose sting feels like being shot, stingrays in rivers, piranhas, caimans, electric eels, and smaller dangers, mosquitoes carrying malaria, dengue, yellow fever, parasites in water, infections from any cut that won't heal in the humidity. Imagine you are still standing in this jungle. Small. Infinitely small. The green extends in every direction, but you can only see a tiny fraction of it. The trees around you are part of a forest so large it affects global weather. The life around you is so abundant that trying to catalog it would take lifetimes. You are surrounded by things that could harm you, overwhelmed by humidity and heat and the constant sense of being enclosed, trapped in green. How does it feel? This density? This aliveness? This closeness? For most of human history, rainforests were barriers. Europeans who entered the Amazon died of disease, starvation, animal attacks, simply getting lost. The jungle killed explorers, missionaries, rubber tappers, settlers. It killed those who tried to conquer it, to clear it, to make it something other than jungle. Because the rainforest is overwhelming. To be in deep jungle is to be in an environment designed not for humans but for trees, insects, moisture, growth. You are an intruder. The jungle doesn't care. It will grow over your bones. If you fall, will reclaim any clearing in months. Will erase any sign you were here in years. This is the immensity. This is what the Amazon is. The largest rainforest. The most alive place. The densest, wettest, most hostile to humans who don't understand it. Indifferent to human presence. Abundant beyond comprehension. Green infinity that hides itself. And now imagine, you don't struggle through it once with machete and fear. You are born here. You grow up knowing every plant, every animal, every sound. You navigate without compass or map because you read the jungle itself. You find food where others see only green chaos. You understand the patterns, the cycles, the relationships between everything. You thrive where others die. This is what indigenous Amazonians did. This is how they responded to immensity. Not by conquering the jungle but by learning it so completely they became part of it. By working with abundance instead of fighting density. By understanding that the jungle is not chaos but complexity, and complexity can be read. Let this vastness stay with you as you drift deeper into sleep. The endless green. The overwhelming life. The closeness of trees and the distance they represent. You are small. The jungle is vast and alive. But smallness that learned survives. Life that abundant can sustain those who understand it. Rest now in the rainforest, under canopy that blocks the sky but breathes oxygen, surrounded by life more abundant than anywhere else. The jungle grows, but you are still. The green extends forever, but you are here, safe, drifting into sleep as soft as moss. Part 2, the indigenous response. Masters of the living green. Indigenous peoples of the Amazon looked at the rainforest and saw something different than outsiders saw. Where Europeans saw impenetrable jungle, they saw pathways. Where settlers saw dangerous wilderness, they saw home. Where explorers saw green chaos, they saw ordered abundance. For at least 12,000 years, indigenous peoples have lived in the Amazon. Not just survived, thrived. Hundreds of different tribes, different languages, different cultures, but all sharing deep knowledge of the rainforest. Knowledge that allowed them to find food, medicine, shelter. Everything needed from the jungle itself. They read the forest like a book. Every plant had meaning. This tree's bark treats fever. That vine's sap heals wounds. These leaves repel insects. Those roots are edible. This palm provides materials for roofs. That tree's wood makes arrows. The knowledge was encyclopedic. A single indigenous person might know uses for hundreds of plants. The entire tribe collectively knew thousands. Western science has found that over 70% of plants identified by the National Cancer Institute as having anti-cancer properties are rainforest plants. Many were known to indigenous peoples for centuries before scientists discovered them. The jungle is a pharmacy if you know how to read it. They navigated without maps or compasses. The rainforest canopy blocks the sky. You cannot see stars, cannot see sun clearly. But indigenous navigators could still find their way. They read the forest itself. Trees grow differently on north versus south side of slopes. Certain birds are found only near certain water sources. Particular plants indicate soil types that indicate terrain features. The forest gave directional clues to those trained to see them. And they used rivers. The Amazon basin contains the most extensive river network on Earth. If you understand the rivers, you can navigate anywhere. Know which streams flow to which rivers flow to the main Amazon. The water is a map if you can read it. They built homes suited perfectly to jungle life. Traditional indigenous houses in the Amazon are open-sided structures with steeply pitched thatched roofs. Why this design? The open sides allow air flow and humidity. The steep roof sheds torrential rain instantly. The thatch is made from palm leaves that insulate against heat, last years in moisture, can be replaced easily. The design evolved over thousands of years to be perfect for rainforest conditions. No walls needed in a climate where temperature never drops below comfortable. No windows needed when there are no walls. The house is shelter from rain, not fortress against cold. It works with the jungle, not against it. They manage the forest actively. Western view of Amazon indigenous peoples was that they were hunter-gatherers, living lightly on the land. But archaeology shows something different. They actively managed the forest. planted useful trees, removed less useful ones. Created forest gardens that looked wild but were deliberately cultivated. Enriched soil and areas to grow specific crops. Terra preta, black earth, in Portuguese, is soil enriched by indigenous peoples over centuries. They added charcoal, pottery shards, organic matter, creating soil that stays fertile in rainforest where normal soil is poor. These enriched areas are still more productive today than surrounding forest. They didn't conquer the jungle. They improved it, gently, over generations, making it more abundant while keeping it jungle. They found protein in a forest with no large herds. The Amazon has no buffalo like North American plains. No caribou like the Arctic. No large animals that herd. But it has abundant protein in other forms. Fish in rivers. Turtles. Birds. Monkeys. Peccaries. And insects. Many insects in the Amazon are edible, nutritious. Beetle larvae are fatty and protein-rich. Certain ants taste lemony and provide vitamin C. Western explorers starved in jungle full of food because they didn't know what was edible. Indigenous peoples saw buffet where explorers saw nothing but an edible green. They used poison as tool. Many Amazon tribes used curare, a poison derived from plants, to hunt. They would tip arrows or blow darts with curare. An animal hit with curare tipped projectile would be paralyzed, die quickly. But curare is not toxic when ingested, only when in bloodstream. So the meat is safe to eat. Sophisticated chemistry from plants, developed through careful observation and experiment over generations. And they communicated across the jungle. Jungle is dense. You cannot see far. But sound carries, especially at dawn and dusk when air is still. Indigenous peoples developed systems of signaling. Drums with different rhythms carrying messages. Horns made from shells or wood. Bird-like calls that communicate while sounding natural. A tribe could coordinate across miles of jungle without being seen. Most importantly, they lived sustainably. Indigenous Amazonians were not primitive people somehow trapped in the past. They were sophisticated societies who chose a way of life that worked with rainforest cycles, that took from abundance without depleting it, that lived within jungle's capacity to regenerate. They didn't clear-cut. They harvested. They didn't extract until exhaustion. They used and moved on, allowing regrowth. They didn't fight the jungle's fecundity. They channeled it, guided it, worked with it. This is the indigenous response to immensity. Not domination but partnership. Not clearing but managing. Not conquering but understanding so completely that the distinction between human and jungle blurred. They became part of the forest's ecology, another species in its abundance, taking and giving. Back in balance. The Amazon is vast and dense and overwhelming. These are facts. But facts can be worked with. The vastness contains abundance if you know where to look. The density protects if you understand its patterns. The overwhelming life sustains if you learn its cycles. Indigenous Amazonians became wise enough to read green infinity. They became knowledgeable enough to find food in apparent chaos. They became skilled enough to navigate jungle that lost everyone else. They became integrated enough that they improved the forest while living in it. This is what humans can do when faced with overwhelming complexity. When the environment seems too much, too dense, too alive to comprehend. We can learn. We can observe. We can accumulate knowledge over generations. We can find our place in systems larger and more complex than ourselves. The indigenous Amazonians proved this. In the rainforest, they proved that complexity can be understood, that abundance can be used sustainably, that humans can thrive in the middle of overwhelming life if we integrate instead of dominate. Let this knowledge stay with you as you drift into deepest sleep. You are small. The world is vast and complex and alive. But smallness that learns, integrates, knowledge accumulated across generations sustains. We can live within complexity, be part of it, thrive in it. The indigenous Amazonians did it. In the jungle. You do it in your own green mazes. We all navigate complexity by learning patterns, by integrating, by becoming part of systems instead of fighting them. Rest now under rainforest canopy. The same trees that sheltered indigenous peoples for millennia. The same abundance that sustained them. The same green infinity that became home when they learned to read it. Sleep comes like rain in the jungle, constant and gentle, soaking everything, bringing rest as deep as the forest floor. And so our walk through the rainforest ends. 25 minutes in the largest jungle on Earth, feeling its immensity, its density, its overwhelming aliveness, its hidden order visible only to those who learn to read green. We felt what it means to stand in green that extends further than we could walk in months, more alive than seems possible, so dense we cannot see more than 20 feet, so humid our breath becomes visible. The Amazon is 2.1 million square miles, contains 10% of Earth's species, produces 20% of our oxygen. These numbers mean nothing. We can only feel the truth. We are small and the jungle is vast and alive. But we also met the indigenous Amazonians, who looked at this same complexity and responded with deep learning, who understood plants, animals, rivers, seasons so completely they could thrive where outsiders died, who managed the forest gently over thousands of years, making it more abundant while keeping it jungle. They learned to read every plant's use, to navigate without seeing sky, to build homes perfect for jungle conditions, to find protein in forest without herds, to use plant chemistry as tools, to live sustainably in overwhelming abundance. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, you rest in shelter far from jungle but breathing oxygen the Amazon produces. The rainforest breathes for the planet. Indigenous peoples learn to live as part of that breathing, that cycle, that endless creation of life from life. You are small. The world is vast and complex and sometimes overwhelming. These facts remain. But the indigenous Amazonians taught us that complexity can be understood. That abundance can be used sustainably. That humans can integrate into systems larger than ourselves if we learn patiently across generations. Sleep now in the rainforest, under canopy that filters light but breathes life, surrounded by abundance beyond comprehension. The jungle grows but you rest. The green extends forever but you are here, still, drifting into sleep, as deep as the forest floor. And you are small but you can learn. You navigate your own jungles of complexity. You find your own patterns in apparent chaos. This is enough. This has always been enough. Good night from the Amazon. From the indigenous peoples who learned its ways. From the trees that breathe for earth. From the rivers that carry life. From the green infinity that became home through understanding. Sleep well, walker. The jungle remembers. The trees breathe. The journey is complete. Rest is here. All is vast. All is learnable. All is exactly as it should be. Good night.